So I need to spawn a bunch of trees in my game, and I'm going to take you along with me just in case you need to do it too. So I'm going to go to my game manager. I'm going to add a tree spawner script. Just new script, create an ad, and then once it compiles, we'll go ahead and open it. We'll start by clearing out everything that's in there right now. We don't need it. I don't think anyway. We'll find out. Let's get our trees imported in first. So let's do public game object. We'll make it a list. We'll do trees. And this is what all of our, this is where all our tree prefabs are gonna go. So let's head back over to Unity. Now we have a list of trees. Let's add a new one. We'll go find my tree prefab. It's called tree1. And just add any trees you have into here. And we'll make it work from there. What should we do? We need like a map size, so we'll do float map size equals 1,000. That should cover the whole map. We'll do, what else do we need? Trees. We need like a tree amount, and we'll do like 500 to start. And then let's make a function, public void spawn trees. And we'll call this from our game manager script. So we can set that up now. Anywhere you have like a start function, just since the tree spawner is attached to my game manager, I'm just going to put it here. Actually, you know what? I'll do it this way just so you can see it. Public, we'll do tree spawner, just like that. And then you can do tree spawner dot get component. Actually, we don't need to get component. This is not a game object. Tree spawner dot spawn trees. That's all you got to do there, and then we go back to Unity, and then it wants our tree spawner, which is also our game manager, so we can drag it over and click it just like that. And now it's assigned, but in my case, since it's on the same object, I'm just gonna do game object dot get component tree spawner dot spawn trees, and get rid of all this. That way I don't have a bunch of random stuff, and then I gotta call it there. Perfect. Let's head back to our tree spawner. What do we want to do now? We want to make a for loop, and then we want to spawn trees. Easy enough. So, for, if you hit tab twice, it'll complete the for loop. So for I is going to be less than tree amount, I++. We're going to instantiate a tree. So let's instantiate tree around the map. So we're going to need a vector 3. We're going to need like a position to put the trees in. So we'll do position equals new vector 3, whatever, 0, 0, 0. We're going to make these variables here. So let's do float x position, and we'll make it a random range, random.range. Let's do negative map size to map size +1. Because it's min inclusive, max exclusive, so it's always going to be one short, so you want to add one at the end there. And then we just Control-C, Control-V, that'll duplicate it. We'll make this our Z position, and that should do it there. So we'll just plug it in X position and Z position. And then for now, we'll make our Y position like 20. Later, we'll figure out how to snap these to the terrain. So now we just have to spawn the tree. Not the 3, the tree. So let's instantiate. We need a tree object, actually. So let's get the tree. Let's see, let's do game object tree equals, we'll pull it out of our trees. So trees, we're going to random range this. So random dot range 0 and trees dot length. There we go. That'll pick between 0, the first tree in our trees array, or all the trees. I'm only gonna have one tree, but if you end up having like 10 trees here, it'll pick a random tree in that list. And then so we'll instantiate our tree. We'll do our position, and then quaternion dot identity, which means no rotation. You could do a random rotation, but I don't really want to. Maybe we'll later. So let's see if it works, and then we'll clean it up a little bit. And look at that, we got trees. They're floating and they're super messy in the inspector. There's all the trees are in one, are in like just the home page, the home area. So let's make a parent object. So make parent object and then attach trees to that object. Attach trees to parent object. You know what, we'll just put it up here. We'll do public game object, tree parent. And then for that, I think the best, easiest way to do that is just to make our tree a game object. Game object, new tree. Actually, I want to clean this up a little bit. So let's name this one random tree. And this one can just be tree, because I like that better. And you'll be random tree. There we go. So we'll do tree.setParent. I think it might be tree.transform. Tree.transform.setParent. There we go. Tree parent. Nope. Tree parent. Tree parent.transform. Okay, let's just make tree parent a transform, so we don't have to do anything crazy. And I think that'll work. I'm gonna clear the comments. Boom. Save it. Head back to our manager. All right, we got all our trees around the map. The trees are not set to a parent, probably because I didn't set the parent. So let's create empty tree parent. You could probably attach it to the game manager. I just don't like having a bunch of stuff in my hierarchy. I know I do right now, but I just got a bunch of random stuff I'm playing around with. So let's set this tree parent in the tree spawner script. So in our tree parent, we have all our trees. Look at that. So in a future video, I'll probably optimize these trees so that you don't have fully 3D rendered trees way in the background there. So the next step is snapping objects to the ground. I'm gonna watch this tutorial and see if that helps. I'll be right back. Okay, I found a potential script. It looks like it uses a raycast to get the distance from the ground, and then it moves it to that position. So what we're gonna try is we need to change the X position. Let's try, can we get terrain height? Unity get terrain height. Interesting. Interesting. So we got something like this. We get the transform.position, terrain.active terrain.sample height at the transform position, and then transform.position equals position. Okay, okay. We're getting somewhere. So we have position up here. So we're gonna try this. At position.y, we're gonna get terrain, active terrain, sample the height of the position, which is our vector 3 that we made, and then transform.position equals position, which we may change to position.y equals... Actually, we don't need that. We don't need that. We can just do this. Position.y equals terrain, active terrain, sample height. Perfect. I have a feeling it's gonna stick all the trees halfway in the ground, but then we can fix that pretty easily. Oh, okay, okay. They're floating a little bit, but that might be my fault. Ah, oh, man, these guys are in the hill. So when the terrain's raised, it doesn't work. Which defeats the point. It defeats the point for sure. We're close though, we're close though.
How to base object position on terrain height.
Okay, this is supposed to work. So, we gotta figure out why it doesn't work. So yeah, these guys are underwater. What is going on? Okay, this tree is a perfect example of a problem. Okay, I believe it's not working because I have multiple terrains, and I don't really want to deal with some weird solution. So what I'm going to try to do is create some kind of floating tree spawner above the map. And we're going to set its Y position way above the map. We'll do like 300. That's pretty freaking high. Let's make it 500. That way it never, just in case I raise my map size. Let's do public transform tree spawner. We'll just call it spawner, just because the script is named tree spawner, which might be confusing actually now. We'll see. Let's see. What we're gonna do is spawner.position is gonna be equal to. We'll do spawner.position.y. And so now our spawner position will be equal to position. So essentially, we're going to get a random X and Z coordinate. We're going to create a new position, and then we're going to set our spawner position at that position, but we're going to keep its Y, so it's still floating in the sky. And then we're not going to sample height, because it's just not working. We're going to send a raycast down, and we're going to create a new tree, spawn tree at new position. I believe this will work. Now, I found this YouTube video with a bit of code in it that I think could potentially work. I just gotta remember how raycasts work. Okay, I think I freaking did it. Let's just comment this out and we'll start fresh. I got it working, so I'm gonna walk you through this real quick. We have our X position, Z position. You've seen this. And then we get our vector 3. We're setting our position. We're setting it to our spawner position. The spawner did work. We have to remember to assign it. So we'll take, our tree spawner. We'll put it on our spawner here. And then spawner position equals position. So basically the spawner is going to go over the map and it's going to bounce around anytime this vector 3 changes. And we're going to set that position here. And we're going to make sure the Y doesn't change. So we are going to make a new raycast. We're going to call it hit. And we want to get where that raycast hits on the map, so we're going to call that hit point, and it's just going to be a new vector 3. So if our raycast at this position shoots down, this is our raycast info. If the hit.collider.gameObject.tag, I wonder if I can simplify this. Can I just do hit.gameObject? No, it's got to be hit.collider. So if hit.collider.gameObject.tag equals ground, make sure you've tagged your terrain as ground here, or whatever you want to name it. Hit point equals hit.point. So our vector 3 will be the ground position where we've hit. And then if hit point is not equal to 0, 0, 0, so if, our hit point is not brand new, then we'll do our tree instantiation. So we'll do random tree, trees, random range. We already did this earlier, but it does work. I'll go ahead and run it and show you. Look at this. Look, the trees on the hill are on the hill. They're all touching the ground where they should be. Even up on the mountain here. Oh, it looks so good. All right, well, leave a like if this worked for you. I appreciate you watching. Good luck and goodbye.